Chapter 7: Strategy Formulation and Implementation. Every company is concerned with strategy. Apple has succeeded in recent years with a strategy of fierce product innovation. In 1 year alone, three major new products, the iPhone, iPod Touch, and Leopard OS, led to triple-digit revenue growth for the once struggling maker of computers. McDonald's devised a new strategy of downsizing its menu items and adding healthier products in response to changes in the environment. Supersized French fries and soft drinks were limited in favor of fish salads and low-fat items to counter public accusations that McDonald's was responsible for Americans' growing waistlines. Now, the fast food icon is expanding to include specialty coffee drinks and smoothies to lure to try to lure more teenagers and young adults. Strategic blunders can hurt a company. For example, Kodak stumbled by failing to plan for the rapid rise of digital photography, assuming sales of film and paper would stay strong for years to come. Between 2001 and 2005, Kodak's earnings dropped about 60% as interest in film photography tanked. Managers at McDonald's, Kodak, and Apple are all involved in strategic management. They are finding ways to respond to competitors, cope with difficult environmental changes, meet changing customer needs, and effectively use available resources. Strategic management has taken on greater importance in today's environment because managers are responsible for positioning their organizations for success in a world that is constantly changing. Chapter 6 provided an overview of the types of goals and plans that organizations use. In this chapter, we will explore strategic management, which is one specific type of planning. First, we define the components of strategic management and discuss the purposes and levels of strategy. Then, we examine several models of strategy formulation at the corporate and business levels. Finally, we discuss the tools managers use to execute their strategic plans. Thinking strategically. What does it mean to think strategically? Strategic thinking means to take the long-term view and to see the big picture, including the organization and the competitive environment, and consider how they fit together. Strategic thinking is important for both business and nonprofit organizations. In for-profit firms, strategic planning typically pertains to competitive actions in the marketplace. In nonprofit organizations such as the Red Cross or the Salvation Army, strategic planning pertains to events in the external environment. Research has shown that strategic thinking and planning positively affect a firm's performance and financial success. Most managers are aware of the importance of strategic planning. As evidenced by McKinsey quarterly survey, 51% of responding executives whose companies had no formal strategic planning process said they were dissatisfied with the company's development of strategy, compared to only 20% of those at companies that had a formal planning processes. CEOs at successful companies make strategic thinking and planning a top management priority. For an organization to succeed, the CEO must be actively involved in making the thought choice and trade-offs that define and support strategy. However, senior executives at today's leading companies want middle and low-level managers to think strategically as well. Understanding the strategy concept and the levels of strategy is an important start toward strategic thinking. What is strategic management? Strategic management refers to the set of decisions and actions used to formulate and execute strategies that will provide a competitively superior fit between the organization and its environment, so as to achieve organizational goals. Managers ask questions such as the following: what changes and trends are occurring in the competitive environment? Who are our competitors and what are their strengths and weaknesses? Who are our customers? What products or service should we offer? And how can we offer them most efficiently? What does the future hold for industry and how can we change the rules of the game? Answers to these questions help managers make choices about how to position their organizations in the environment with respect to rival companies. Superior organizational performance is not a matter of luck. It is determined by the choices that managers make. Purpose of strategy. The first step in strategic management is to define an explicit strategy, which is the plan of action that describes resource allocation and activities for dealing with the environment, achieving competitive advantage, and attaining the organization's goal. Competitive advantage refers to what sets the organization apart from others and provides it with a distinctive edge for meeting customer or client needs in the marketplace. The essence of formulating strategy is choosing how the organization will be different. Managers make decisions about whether the company will perform different activities or will execute similar activities differently than its rivals do. Strategy necessarily changes over time to fit environmental conditions. But to remain competitive, companies develop strategies that focus on core competences, develop synergy, and create value for customers. Exploit core competence. A company exploit core competences. A company's core competence is something the organization does especially well in comparison to its competitors. Represents a competitive advantage because the company acquires expertise that competitors do not have. A core competence may be in the area of superior research and development, expert technological know-how, process efficiency, or exceptional customer service. A large apparel company that owns Vanity Fair, Nautica, Wrangler, the North Face strategy focuses on the company's core competences of operational efficiency and merchandising know-how. When VF bought the North Face, so poor that stores were getting ski apparel at the end of winter and camping gear at the end of summer. The company's operating profit margin was minus 35%. Managers at VF revamp revamp the North Face sourcing, distribution, the financial systems, and within 5 years doubled sales to $500 million and improved profit margins to a healthy percent. Gaylord Hotels, which has a large hotel and conference centers in several states as well as the Opryland complex near Nashville, Tennessee, thrives based on a strategy of superior service for large groups meetings. Robinson's helicopter succeeds through superior technological know-how for building small two-seater helicopters used for everything from police patrols in Los Angeles to herding cattle in Australia. In each case, leaders identified what their company does especially well and built strategy around it. Building synergy. When organizational parts interact to produce a joint effect that is greater than the sum of the parts acting alone, synergy occurs. The organization may attain a special advantage with respect to cost, market power, technology, or management skills. When properly managed, synergy can create additional value with existing resources, providing a big boost, boost to the bottom line. Synergy was a motivational for Pepsi to buy Frito-Lay, for instance, and for News Corp to buy MySpace. Synergy can also be obtained by good relationship between organizations. For example, the Disney Channel invites magazines such as J14, Twist, and Popstar to visit the set of shows like Hannah Montana and High School Musical. Gives reporters access for interview and photo shoots and provides brief videos for the magazine to post on their websites. The synergy keeps Putin interest booming for the both of television shows and magazines. Deliver value. Delivering value to the customer is at the heart of strategy. Value can be defined as the combination of benefits received and costs paid. Managers help their companies create value by devising strategies that exploit core competences and attain synergy. To compete with the rising clout of satellite television, for example, cable companies such as Time Warner Cable and Comcast are offering value packages that offer a combination of basic cable, digital premium channels, video on demand, high-speed internet, and digital phone service for a reduced cost. Consider how Save-A-Lot has grown into one of the most successful grocery chains in the United States with a strategy based on exploiting core competencies, building synergy, and providing value customers. Levels of strategy. Another aspect of strategic management concerns the organizational level to which strategic issues apply. Strategic managers normally think in terms of three levels of strategy. As illustrated in Exhibit 7.1, what business are we in? This is the question manager address when they consider corporate level strategy. Corporate level strategy pertains to the organization as a whole and the combination of business units and product lines that make up the corporate entity. Strategic action at this level usually relate to the acquisition of new businesses, additions or divestments of business units, plans or product lines, and joint ventures with other corporations in new areas. An example of corporate level strategy is Brunswick, which was once associated primarily with billiard tables and bowling gear. CEO George Buckley, in transforming Brunswick into the Toyota voting by selling off unprofitable businesses and buying companies such as CPRO, Hatteras, and Princecraft to give Brunswick a slice to every boating niche. How do we compete? Business level strategy pertains to each business unit or product line. Strategic decision at this level concerns amount of advertising, direction, and extent of research and development. Product changes. New product development, equipment, facilities, and expansion of construction of a product and service lines. Many companies have opened e-commerce units. As a part of a business level, for example, Nutrisystem Inc. was bankrupt a decade ago, but managers reinvented the company as an internet distributor, shipping customers a month's worth of shelf stable diet food. People can track their prognosis online, get virtual counseling when they need a boost. The international strategy and a new approach to advertising pushed sales from just $27 million in 2002 to more than $775 million in 2007. How do we support the business level strategy? Functional level strategy pertains to the major functional departments within the business unit. Functional strategies involve all the major functions, including finance, research and development, marketing, and manufacturing. The functional level strategy for Nutrisystem marketing department, for example, is to feature real-life customer and direct response print and television ads that steer dieters to the company's website. The strategic management process. The overall strategic management process is illustrated in Exhibit 7.2. It begins when the executives evaluate their current position with respect to mission, goals, and strategies. They then scan the organization's internal and external environments and identify strategic factors that might require change. Internal or external events might indicate a need to redefine the mission or goals, or to formulate a new strategy at either the corporate, business, or functional level. The final stage in the strategic management process is implementation of the new strategy. Strategy formulation versus execution. Strategy formulation includes the planning and decision making that lead to the establishment for the firm's goals and the development of a specific strategic plan. Strategy formulation may include assessing the external environment and internal problems and integrating the results into goals and strategy. This process is in contrast to the strategy execution, which is the use of managerial and organizational tools to direct resources toward accomplishing strategic results. Strategy execution is the administration and implementation of the strategic plan. Managers may use persuasion, new equipment, changes in organization structure, or a revised reward system to ensure that employees and resources are used to make a formulated strategy a reality. SWOT analysis. Formulating strategy often begins with an assessment of the internal and external factors that will affect the organization's competitive situation. SWOT analysis includes a research for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and, and affect Organizational performance. External information about opportunities and threats organizational may be obtained from a variety of sources, including customers, government, reports, professional journals, suppliers, bankers, friends in our organization, consultants or association meetings. Many firms hire specially scanning organizations, consultants, or association meetings. Many firms hire special scanning organizations to provide them with newspaper clippings, internet research, and analysis of relevant domestic and global trends. In addition, many companies are hiring competitive intelligence professionals to scoop out competitors, as we discussed in Chapter 3, and using intelligence teams as described in Chapter 6. Executives acquire information about internal strengths and weaknesses from a variety of reports, including budgets, financial ratios, profit and loss statements, and survey of employee attitudes and satisfaction. Managers spend 80% of their time giving and receiving information through frequent face-to-face discussion and meetings with people at all levels of the hierarchy. Executives building an understanding of the company's internal strengths and weaknesses. Internal strengths and weaknesses. Strengths are positive internal characteristics that organization can exploit to achieve its strategic performance goals. Weaknesses are internal characteristics that might inhibit or restrict strengths and weaknesses are given Exhibit 7.3. The information sought type typically pertains to specific functions such as marketing, finance, production, and R&D. Internal analysis also examines overall organization structures, management competence and quality, and human resource characteristics. Based on their understanding of these areas, managers can determine their strengths or weaknesses compared with other companies. External opportunities and threats. These are characteristic of external environment Executive evaluate an external environment with information about the 10 sectors described in Chapter 3. The task environment sectors are most relevant to strategic behavior and include the behavior of competitors, customers, suppliers. And the labor supply, the general environment contains those sectors that have a direct influence on the organization but nevertheless must be understood and incorporated into strategic behavior. The general environment includes technology developments, the economy, legal, political, and international events, natural resources, and social cultural changes. Additional areas that might reveal opportunities of threats include pressure groups, interest groups, creators, and potentially competitive industries. Social networking companies Facebook, which was at the first site for college students, provides an example of how managers can use SWOT or SWOT analysis in formulating an appropriate strategy. For formulating corporate level strategy. Portfolio strategy. Individual investors often wish to diversify in an investment portfolio with some high-risk stocks, some low-risk stocks, some growth stocks, and perhaps a few income bonds. In much the same way, corporations like to have a balanced mix of business divisions called strategic business units or SBUS. An SBU has a unique business mission, product line, competitors, and markets relative to other SBUs, and the corporation. Executive in charge of the entire corporation generally define and overall the strategy and then bring together a portfolio of strategic business units to carry it out. Portfolio strategy pertains to the mix of business units and product lines that fit together in a logical way to provide synergy and competitive advantage. For the example, the United Technologies Corporation or UTC, the aerospace related business units have been struggling through one of the worst slumps in history. However, UTC's OT's elevator division is keeping the corporation sales and profits strong. Otis has a commanding share of the worldwide market for new elevators and escalators. In addition, the unit provides a steady revenue stream from elevator maintenance, repair, and upgrade. The elevators in the Waldorf, Austria, for example, were installed in 1931 and have been steadily upgraded by Otis ever since. One useful way to think about portfolio strategy is the BCG Mark-Rex. The BCG Mark-Rex. The BCG for Boston Consulting Group. Matrix is illustrated in Exhibit 7.4. The BCG Matrix organizes business along two dimensions: business growth rate and market share. Business growth rate pertains to how rapidly the entire industry is increasing. Market share that benefits whether a business unit has a large or small share than competitors. The combination of high and low market share and high and low business growth provide four categories for a corporate portfolio. The star has a large market share in rapidly growing industry. The star is important because it has additional growth potential, and profits should be plowed into this business as investments for future growth and profits. The star is visible and attractive and will generate profits and a positive cash flow event even as the industry matures and market growth slows. The cash cow exists in a mature, slow growth industry but is the main business in the industry with a large market share because heavy investments in advertising and plant expansion are no longer required. The corporation earns a positive cash flow it can milk the cash cow to invest in other riskier businesses. The question: Mark exists in a new, rapidly growing industry but has only a small market share. The question mark business is a risky. It could become a star or it could be a fail. The corporation can invest the cash earned from cash cows in question marks with the goal nurturing them into future stars. The dog is a poor performer. It has only a small share of a slow growth market. The dog provides little profit for the corporation and may be targeted for divestments of liquidation if turnaround is not possible. The circles in Exhibit 7.4 represent the business portfolio for a hypothetical corporation. Circle size represents the relative size of each business in the company's portfolio. Most large organizations, such as General Electric or GE, have a businesses in more than one quadrant, thereby representing different market shares and growth rates. Diversification strategy. The strategy of moving into new lines of business, as GE did by getting into healthcare, finance, and alternative forms of energy, is called diversification. Other examples of diversification includes Apple's entry into the mobile phone business with the iPhone, the move by News Corporation into online social networking with the acquisition of MySpace, and Nestle's entry into pet food business with the purchase of Ralston. Iba parang hindi ka habiyaan. Formulating business level strategy. Now we turn to strategy formulation with a strategic business unit, in which the concern is how to compete. A popular and effective model for formulating strategy is Porter's competitive forces and strategy. Michael E. Porter studied a number of business organizations and proposed that business level strategies are the results of five competitive forces in a company's environment. More recently, Porter's examined the impact of the internet of business level strategy or new web-based technology is influencing industry in both positive and negative ways. And understanding this impact is essential for managers to accurately analyze their competitive environments and design appropriate strategic actions. Competitive strategies. In finding its competitive edge with these five forces, Porter suggests that a company can adopt one of three strategies: differentiation, cost leadership, or focus. The organizational characteristics typically associated with each strategy are summarized in Exhibit 7.6. Differentiation. The differentiation strategy involves an attempt to distinguish the firm's products or services from other industry. The organization use creative advertising, distinctive product features, exceptional service, or new technology to achieve a product perceived as unique. Examples of products that have benefited from a differentiation strategy include Harley Davidson motorcycles, Snapper lawn equipment, and Gore-Tex fabrics, all of few which are perceived as distinctive in their market. Service companies such as Starbucks, Whole Foods Market, and IKEA also use a differentiation strategy. A differentiation strategy can reduce rivalry with competitors if buyers are loyal to a company's brand.